because of the shaping influence. Right? You see how even in little things this come into play. Okay? Mistakes. Right? You don't want to get hurt because you've been in a past relationship. That's why we become very controlling parents because we want to micromanage our kids to avoid mistakes that we've caused or we have had in the past. Another one would be regrets. Regrets. Mistakes turn into regrets. Examples, not finishing college, so you ended up getting a job you didn't really like. You made a mistake of getting into a past relationship, now you regret getting into a past, now you regret getting hurt and abused. You made a mistake of getting into credit card debt. Now you regret it because you're paying huge amounts of interest. Right? If the job you didn't take, the fight you wish you didn't have, the choice of the wrong choice of the school, investment you didn't take or you didn't make, the money you didn't save, the move you wish you did not make. Okay? Now, regrets can spur us into action or lead into paralysis because you mourn what you could have or what you should have done. Okay? It's actually like looking at the rear view mirror all your life or all your driving journey. Number one, you don't see pleasant things behind you. That's what regret is like. Looking at the rear view mirror, looking at what's behind you and it's unpleasant, and it's also number two, dangerous because you're not looking forward. Next one will be offense. We get offended by people's words, actions, or inaction. You've been told that you'll never amount to anything. Katulad ka ng tatay mo, katulad ka ng nanay mo, katulad ka ng lolo mo. You're just like your dad, your lolo, your uncle. You've been humiliated in front of your office mates. You've been insulted in front of your classmates when you were in elementary. As a result, whatever would trigger that emotion, you quickly explode. I don't know if you have that. Don't even say that. Don't even mention that name. Stop saying that. Okay? Whatever would trigger that emotion, that now becomes the reason. Okay? Or words, action, you were physically abused or even sexually abused. Ignored in the home as if you never existed. Alright? You are offended by men because they've hurt or abandoned you. Husbands mistrust their wives because how their former girlfriends have compared them to their dads. Next one will be resentment. Resentment can be tricky because it often masquerades as other emotions, such as boredom or even anger, and has the ability to erode the quality of a marriage over time. Resentment. This is so insidious. You won't even recognize it sometimes. Parang yung masama ng loob. You may grudge ka na in Tagalog. You may grudge in Tagalog. You meron ampo in Tagalog. Okay? You have this grudge or this resentment. You don't even recognize it. It's actually there. And every thought or every action or even an item, like a simple watch, would trigger an emotion because you have resentment. Is this making sense? Because this is so critical for us to recognize. Resentment. This was just about a month ago. Our 15-year-old runner. We use the illustration of our kids, but I hope you can keep it in this room right here. Right? Those of you who know my kid, our children don't come, oh, you know what your dad said. Okay, so it'll help. But we use the illustration to help us. Okay, but sorry. Anyway, so don't talk to them about the illustrations that we use. Okay, but Ryan, 15 years old, all these, somehow, he's our third, and then we have our fourth one, is 10. And those of you who have more than one child, you have two or more. How many of you have two or more kids? Okay? When you have two or more, they have days that they're not getting along. Okay? It's like almost every day. Or maybe every minute. Okay? But they have days like that. Okay? Our 15-year-old and a 10-year-old. And so we had to talk to Ryan one time. And so it seemed like it was often, too often. And so we had to discuss it with him. And apparently he had resentment. What was the resentment? He felt that Joaquin, the 10-year-old, was more favored than him. Okay? Since he was born. Why? Because when Joaquin was in Jen's womb, he had these two masses in his brain. It's a carotid mass. Okay? And of course, when the doctor showed us the ultrasound and the sonogram and all that, and the 3D pictures, he said, we need to pray because, if this stays there and if it continues, as a parent, you could always make a scenario. More Down syndrome or all this and that, right? So we prayed and gratefully the Lord healed him. The carotid mass disappeared. And then, that's miraculous. Okay? When he was born, before he turned 1, he had Kawasaki disease, autoimmune disease. And he just one after the other. Joaquin had a lot of these things. And so a lot of our time was actually focused on Joaquin. Right? And so apparently unintended consequences came into play. So Ryan felt that we favored Joaquin more than him as a child. And so this was about a month ago. And so he's crying. And we had to go to Ryan and say, Ryan, please forgive us. Okay? We try our very best to make sure no one feels favored. And really no one is favored. But sometimes our actions can be misinterpreted. So we had to apologize. And we were all crying and we prayed together. And hopefully the Lord brings that healing in his heart. And this is why I'm telling you this, because these are real emotions that come up when there are resentments. And that's why we need to deal with them. Okay? View of God, that will be another one. God's like a policeman who will whack you at every mistake. Right? But here's the thing, self-awareness will be the key. Because these things, we have at least one of these things. If you would be honest enough, at least isa meron ka yan. At least one you would have one. At least one of these. Right? And so what would it be for you? That at least, okay, now I understand why I explode that way. Why I say things that way. It's because I have these things coming into play. And obviously there's a lot more in the list. It's not exhaustive, right? Last year, to be honest, last year, okay, I'm going to be honest, diba? But last year, actually was the hardest year for marriage generally. And the reason for that was for 21 years of our life, she's been a stay-at-home mom. Homeschooled all of our kids. We're still homeschooling our youngest. Homeschooled until they went into high school. And our 10-year-old is still being homeschooled. And then about 3 years ago, our daughter's career, this online career, flew. And so we needed somebody to make sure her contracts are taken care of, and overseeing her, and basically a manager. So she became a momager. Okay? And so she took care of the contracts, read and all the Universal Records, the Disney, the Jollibee, the Blue. And so all these, but of course, that's a full-time job. It really is, okay? It's actually sometimes more than a 9-to-5 job. because of the emails and the calls and the FaceTime and the Google Hangouts. And it's not just the Philippines, all over. And so, not understanding there was resentment happening in my own life. Because she's too busy, just not enough time. And here's what I found out, it's really more selfishness on my end. Because I was being selfish for 20, 25, we've been there 23 years. For 20, 21 years of our life, she was focused on the children and on myself. And now she has a new baby, right? Meaning the career of her daughter. Our daughter, okay? And so, because of that, I felt resentment. And it's because of my selfishness. And that those fears started to come up again. Whether it would be, what if our marriage will not be as strong? What if all these things, just crazy things. Some of these are demonic things. And so it was selfishness. And we had to actually sit down with Joey and Marie Bonifacio last year. Right? How many of you know we all need coaches in our life? So you need a small leader to group you. And so we had to sit down with a couple and say, help us. Because she was accusing me of being clingy, okay? I was accusing her of disregarding our marriage. All these different, it was really bad, okay? It was never like that. For the first 20 years, it was fine. And so this guy, it was starting to happen. And so, gratefully, okay, the Lord showed us what it was. And we had to deal with it. We apologized to one another, the Lord healed it, and I think the Lord still continues healing it. That's why last year we didn't have a couple's small group. We had individual small group. You know, we didn't even teach marriage retreats last year. Okay, because we're having a hard time in our own marriage. Okay, listen, the same stuff that you go through is the same stuff we go through. Same. Resentment, fear, all that's the same. Okay? We just get to teach the Word of God. Okay? It's the same thing. We have to deal with it. Okay? And so, what we want to be able to share with you is it's very important to recognize these things. Because if you don't recognize them, we're walking like zombies. Not realizing we're dead and our marriage is dead because we haven't realized these internal filters affected by our shaping influences. And the decisions that we make are not the best ones because they are filled with the wrong ones. Okay? Now, see, let me just say this first one. This is by, I'll end with this and then we'll take a application time. This is a book on, try to get this name, Dr. Lando. Basically what she says, there's a stimulus, and the stimulus will trigger emotions, and emotions will give you action tendencies. And if you keep doing these action tendencies, they become programmed behavior. Okay? Stimulus, and then emotions, and then action tendencies, and then programmed behavior. Sabi niya, without any deliberate effort on your part, your brain evaluates every situation you encounter and decides if an emotion should be activated to alert and protect you. I've been hurt, I've been abused, I've been hit by somebody, somebody told me this word or that word. A situation may have a particular meaning for you, and therefore, your brain appraises the situation in terms of what emotion it will create. Anger, sadness, loneliness, whatever that emotion. Once your brain instantaneously has processed an event or a situation and provided with meaning, the emotion it activates will prepare you to take action. The resulting reflexive urges and behavioral responses you may have to a particular emotion are its action tendency. So which means, for you and for me in that situation, my action tendency was to control her schedule. My action tendency was to stop her. My action tendency was to pull her back. Don't go. Because last year she was traveling. the states, Jakarta, Indonesia, Malaysia, all these different countries, and I'm left alone. If I with the children, she would Jane, and so I was trying to control. That became my action tendency. And if I was not careful enough, it would have become programmed behavior. Now, let's try to go back to this. Take about a minute on your notebooks. Sulat natin. Let's write it down. What are some of these things? Don't talk to the person beside you if you're responsible. But what are the fears? What are the unmet needs? What are some of the mistakes in the past? Regrets, offense, resentment, or even the view of God. Let me give you a couple minutes.
We will tell you what to do with them in a while. Not everything that happened to us in the past has to be let go of. There are a lot of good things that happened to us, right, growing up. And we need to praise God for the good things. But I think what we want to happen today is for each of us today to realize the things in our lives today that we need to let go of. Because some of these things are really not helpful. In Isaiah 43, verse 19, it says, forget about what's happened. Don't keep going over old history. Be alert, be present. I'm about to do something brand new. You know, a lot of us want to stay in the past. And we cling to the events of the past. We dwell on the past and blame it for who we are today. We use it as an excuse. Right? We say, well, my dad did this, so you just have to understand why I'm like this today. Right? There's no effort to change. There's no effort to be a better person for your spouse. But the Bible says, do not cling on the events of the past. Do not dwell on what happened long ago. Watch, because God is doing a new thing. And I believe that's the word of God for all of us today. God is going to do a new thing in our marriages today and in the weeks to come. But we cannot keep holding on to the past. In Philippians 3 verse 14, another verse with the same message. It was Paul who said, brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind, forgetting the past, and looking forward to what lies ahead. So you need to look forward to what lies ahead. In another version, it says, I press on towards the goal. Press on meaning pursue. If you can picture a runner in a race, going for that line, the finish line, and you just see how stretched everything is, right? And you see all the veins in his neck popping out. He's really just pursuing the goal, pursuing the finish line. That's the picture that I want to give you today. You need to pursue that. And when you're pursuing something, it's hard if you're carrying a big baggage, right? On your back or on your shoulders. That's just not the way to run. That's why God wants us to put some things down today. I was having a conversation with our youngest a few weeks ago because for months he's been whining about this person who has offended him. He has a friend and they've been playing Fortnite together. And apparently this friend has been trash talking him. Saying, you're such a loser, you don't know how to play this game, I'm so much better than you. And my son took offense, Joaquin. And he's been talking to me about it every day. Mom, this guy, he was so mean to me, and I don't want to play with him ever again. He's the worst friend ever. And until I got annoyed, I got tired of it, and I gave him this verse. And I asked him, Joaquin, if you were in a race, how hard would it be to run with a baggage on your back? If you were carrying this big backpack, do you think you can run and finish the race? And he said, no, Mom, that doesn't make sense. Why would I run with a backpack on me? I have to put it down so I can run the race properly. And I told him, Joaquin, that offense that you have against this boy, it's a backpack you're carrying. And he said, but Mom, I was being a good friend to me. It wasn't my fault. It was him who wasn't behaving properly. Yeah, I know it's not your fault. It's his fault. But it's your choice to carry the backpack. And it dawned on him, you're right, Mom. I don't want to carry this with me. And right there and then we prayed for him to just let go of that offense and release forgiveness to their friend. I don't know if there are some of us today who's still carrying that baggage on our backs, the big backpack. Maybe it's a bag of regret, resentment, offense, unforgiveness, abandonment, fears. You know, whatever it is, God is telling you He's about to do something new in your life. He's about to do something new in your marriage. But it's a step of faith to let go of the past, to drop that baggage. We'll have some time of prayer, but I need you to talk as a couple, to identify the things in your marriage that are not healthy, the things in your life that you've brought from the past into your marriage that are not helpful. Make a decision to let go. Stop blaming the past. Stop making excuses. We understand that all these things have shaped you to be who you are today. But listen, God has the power to reshape you. He has that transforming power in your life to make you into a different person in spite of everything that you've gone through. So we'll give you a few minutes to talk about these things. There are questions here that I need you to talk about to your spouse. Again, don't point at what your spouse has to change, okay? I need you to focus on what God is telling you as a person to let go of and talk to that to your spouse. Do you have the questions? Okay, there.
Alright, as you go through these questions, what's one shaping influence that affects your marriage today? One further that impacts your marriage today? Which one you need to let go of the past that's not helping your marriage? These three questions, you choose one, choose two, choose all three, talk about it with one another. We'll give you about 5 minutes to talk about it. But here's the thing, share yours, okay? Not the other person's. Oh, I see you're shaking influence like this, okay? Or you're interfering, you're always upset, but don't do that. World War III will happen in a few minutes if you do that, okay? So please don't try to incite, okay, those things from them. So just talk about yourself. Is that clear? Okay, alright. So talk about yourself to your spouse. And don't elicit some more, okay, that's not enough. You need to give more because I hear there's a lot more. Don't do that.